Hello, hello. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday to you all. Thank you for joining us today as we continue the conversation about visibility. We want to be visible. We don't want to be the best kept secret unless you're a ghostwriter, in which case you need to be ghost, right? So that's what we're going to continue with today on Mom Live. Thank you for joining me. I am Rashida Green. I am the host of this lovely community, the Mompreneur HQ. I am the founder and CEO of Get Right Coaching and the creator of the Digimompreneur Academy. And I help moms who are determined to gain time, money, and location freedom to start, grow, and scale online businesses so that they can build the life of their dreams without neglecting themselves or their families in the process. And I do that through content, community, and coaching, and now by our new membership, which is the Digimompreneur Academy. And so I want to thank you for joining me on this live today. I'm so glad to see that I have people who are like, listen, lady, let's go, let's get it. I'm ready. So if you are one of those people who are ready to get started, make sure you put hashtag live. Tell me where you're joining us from so that I can know the vastness of the community that we're in. Also, make sure that you have your pen, paper, or a digital device so that you can take copious notes. No, not copious notes, but I do want to help you out in the area of visibility. So, today's topic for our show is perfecting your brand identity, and specifically, why consistency matters. So, as you are joining us today, we are going to talk about how to perfect your brand identity by creating consistency across your website, social media platforms, all company communications, and email marketing campaigns. We'll learn how consistency can help bring some recognition, build trust with your clients, and ultimately grow your business. We'll also discuss other ways to deepen your communications with consistency and hone in on your brand identity. All right. So if you are ready, go ahead and keep it going. Put hashtag ready in the comment field so that I know that you are ready. I am looking for all my ready folks. Anita better be on here. Talk about she ready. Anita is always joining us live, and I just now I'm starting to look for her to join us live. So if you are joining us live along with Anita, make sure that you put your name in or hashtag live in the comment field. All right. And if everyone is ready, because I'm ready, I'm trying to get this visibility going for 2023. We had a nice push in the group for visibility. And I want to make sure that continues, not just for me and the group, but honestly, if I'm in here trying to teach visibility and I want you to be, it's because I want to be visible, but I also want you to be visible because if you are visible in your community, if you are visible online, if your people start to recognize you and see you in the community, whether that be virtual or physical community, then you will start to become an authority in that space. If people will then start to refer you to other businesses and other people so that you can grow your client base. This is what business is about. That's why Mompreneur HQ exists, so that we don't struggle in a silo, that we don't struggle alone, so that we don't get caught up in woe is me because we don't have feel like we don't have the support that we need to be able to build our businesses the way we desire for them to grow. This community is here to help you throughout your challenges. If you have questions, ask the questions. Don't think of them as being silly because guess what? This is an entrepreneur group. And at some point, somebody had that question, and maybe they can offer you the answer. So make sure that if you are a part of the Mompreneur HQ community, that you are actually jumping in, chiming in, asking questions, getting engaged, being a resource, sharing with us the programs that you have. If you have free lead magnets, Saturdays we ask you to go ahead and drop that information in. If it's a free gig, free opportunity or paid opportunity, you get to promote your business in on Saturday. But beyond that, you get to connect and engage with the community any day of the week. So feel free, if you haven't already introduced, if you're part of the group, if you haven't already introduced yourself, make sure you do that so that we know that you're out there and so that we can say, hey. Also, we have the business directory, the group business directory. So if you have a business that you want to add to the directory, there is a link that is pinned to the top of the group so that you can put your business information there, and we'll highlight you in our business directory. And of course, give you an opportunity as part of the Mompreneur HQ community to be on the live show with me as a guest, sharing what it is that you do and your secret sauce, and not necessarily your secret sauce, but what is it that your zone of genius is, so that people can utilize your business and your service. All right, I think you get it when I mean by we need you to be visible and we need you to be active. So those of you who are watching me on other platforms, you may be on the Mompreneur HQ business page, or even on Instagram. If you are joining me there, make sure that you come on into the Mompreneur HQ community so that we can get you locked in on the opportunities that we have within the community to get some free coaching, paid coaching, as well as the other resources that we provide as far as business, family, finances, and self-care. That's right. We say that you will find your BFFs in the Mompreneur HQ. All right, so let's go. As mom entrepreneurs, you know how important it is to build a strong and a brand identity that resonates with your target audience. So whoever your target audience is, your brand needs to resonate with them. Not necessarily that you're going to make a brand that's cute because you like it. You really need to consider the audience when you're building out your brand. You want that brand to represent the image of your business to the world, not just to your local community or your family and friends, which is where we normally start when we start building our business, right? And it should convey what you do and the value that you bring to the market. So, to create a lasting impression, your brand identity must be consistent across all of your marketing channels. Let's take a closer look at the four most important places where consistency is key. Now, this is the part where you start jotting down notes, all right? So, number one is your website. Your company website is often the first point of contact with potential clients. Within seconds, not minutes, not hours, but within seconds, visitors will decide whether to explore further or just leave your site altogether. Therefore, it is crucial to make a strong impression with a well represented brand identity. You want to ensure that your brand colors, your fonts, and your logo are all aligned with your brand identity. Now, I am going to say this a lot about a brand identity because I want you to get an understanding that it's not just colors and fonts. Just think about a person having an identity. So this brand identity is really you. What represents you? What represents your company? What you're putting out for the world to see? And so it's not just going to be this one thing, meaning just your colors or just your logo. Those things are important and they are a part of this whole conversation of visibility and brand identity. But just don't get stuck on it being one thing, because it truly is not. So as we continue, we're talking about the website as being the first thing that we're going to talk about out of the four. A website that fails to properly represent your brand can deter visitors from exploring further or contacting you at all, or contacting you, right? So they may stop with what they're doing and be like, "Oh, this is an interesting website," and they'll continue to scroll. Or they'll look at this and be like, "What?" And they will turn off. Oh, well, thank you. I can't see who you are. I guess I should have said that. If you're joining me on StreamYard, I need you to give StreamYard permission so that I can see who you are. Right now, I'm just seeing Facebook user, and I do appreciate you joining me during your lunch hour. I'll find out who you are after the live and respond. But thank you so much for joining me. And whoever that was that said, "Hey, Rashida. Hey, y'all." But yes, so since we are on people's lunch hour, we want to make sure that we getting all this information in so that you don't miss anything. All right. So we were talking about our website, and we were talking about clients being able to identify, well, potential clients being able to identify if they want to move further or if they're just going to click to the next tab. right? So we want your website's brand identity to, of course, include your colors, your fonts, your logo, and you want it to be consistent throughout the entire site. Oh, I'm moving my hands, but you can't see my hands. I'm sorry. Anyway, consistent throughout the entire site and represent the core of your business. It's important to make sure that your branding aligns with the message and tone of your business. If your business deals with serious issues, using whimsical fonts and cutesy graphics on your website may not be appropriate. So we want to make sure that you're tying in your message along with and your tone along with the identity that you have on your website. On the other hand, if your identity and your mission are more lighthearted and using deep dark colors and traditional fonts, might actually turn people away after they make a quick judgment call. So I want you to be mindful of the tone and the style of your website design as it should reflect the nature of your business. Okay, so that was website number 2. We're going to move on to your social media platforms. We talk about it all the time, so this should not be a surprise when I say that social media is a powerful tool for reaching your target audience, but it can also be overwhelming. I know that because I'm putting out posts every single day. Did y'all notice that? We put out posts every single day of the week. And then, of course, we do the live. And so there's always content going. But thank goodness I'm not a one-man show. Otherwise, I would be totally overwhelmed with the process of doing social media if I was to do it the same way. Now, as a solopreneur, I don't think that I would be doing the same way. But as a team, I'm able to put out social media posts every single day. With so many platforms available, it can be tempting to create separate profiles, right? For each platform, because you got TikTok, you got Instagram, you got Facebook, you got LinkedIn, so many different platforms that you can use to build your business. Not to say that that they're not good to be on these platforms. You have to definitely look at what it is, who your ideal client is, where they are, because if your ideal client is on Instagram, having the information and posting daily in LinkedIn may not be advantageous for you in your business, and certainly may not be add to the productivity of your day, wisely using your time to be able to build your business. So you want to make sure that you are on the platform that your ideal audience is on. We don't want you getting lost in the sea of platforms and not getting and still being the best kept secret, right? Because you're on the wrong platform. You're posting every day on the wrong platform, and the ideal client is actually not even seeing you. So it makes your work feel like null and void, right? But whenever you are trying to establish a brand identity on social media, as tempting as it may be to start different profiles, we don't want you to do that. Using different branding on each platform can actually confuse visitors and make your brand appear inconsistent. So here we are again saying that consistency is key to creating a strong and recognizable brand identity. Use the same brand colors, the same fonts and logo on all of your social media platforms to create a cohesive brand, something that looks exactly the same no matter where I am. It's going to be the same colors, the same fonts everywhere. Your branding should reflect the tone of your business. So again, we don't want it to be, if you're a tone type of, your tone is more cool, calm, collected, your beiges, your pinks, what have you. Those are the type of things that you have to consider. If you're now saying, well, I want to start a social media platform and decide to use neon pink and neon green, that can throw your audience off. Like, wait, I thought we was cool, calm, collected over here on the website, and I was down for that. But now I go to her Instagram and it's highlighter green and highlighter pink. I don't know. That's too vibrant for me. That's too bright. I'm not going to go to that page because no, I'm not sure what's happening there. Right. So that can create some type of confusion. So you want to make sure that your brand identity aligns with your message. Consistency, branding, you needs to match all across. And once you do that, it reinforces your identity and helps to build trust between you and your clients, because they know what they're going to get each time they bump into you, whether it's on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, or what have you. Now, number 3, all company communications. This might sound simple. You figure it's the company and these are company colors, but yeah, have you, in the beginning of the process when you first started building your business, did you think that, okay, well, I'm just going to pull the word templates for an invoice and I'm just going to send this invoice out to the client, to make sure that they pay for this product or this service? Well, when you sent that became a representation of you. So now what you sent was this bland piece of paper that was a Word document out the Word doc template, and sent it to them and said, hey, pay me my money. Well, when you sent that, they got bland, standard. Oh, they might even say, oh, is this a Microsoft? Oh, this look like the Microsoft invoice. They couldn't do no better than that. There are some people who are good like that, not good like that, being sarcastic, who will be able to identify what type of, document was sent over to them, or whether somebody was taking the lazy shortcut way and just sent some generic form versus sprucing it up to make it look like your business. So in addition to your website and your social media platforms, all of your company communication should be consistent with your brand identity as well. So that does include letterhead, invoices, and any printed marketing material. You want it to look like your business because, again, if your colors are pink and tan, calm pink, like a soft petal pink or something like that, and then you send out an invitation, not an invitation, because flyers can be a little different depending on the event. You want to have a different vibe for the event. If it's a black and white affair, having something with the more formal colors. So we get that invitations are a little bit different, okay? But if we're talking about sending out a pamphlet, a trifold of the services that you offer, and it looks nothing like your business because you don't have the consistent color scheme, fonts, and imagery that you use for your website, it again can throw people off. They might get that pamphlet sitting in the hair salon going, oh, this is I like this. Go to your website and then go, is this the same person? Am I on the right web page? Right? Because the imbalance of the way that it looked and the lack of consistency in the materials that you provided. So again, we want to make sure that if you are trying to establish your identity, your brand, become more visible, that people can easily identify who you are. Think about those popular brands. If you see them golden arches, you know it's McDonald's. Why? Because they are consistently using the golden arches, whether it's that red background, if it's going to be a squared image, then you're going to know exactly who that is. The same with Coca-Cola, Pepsi, that circle and that little, and now that everybody knows Amazon has the A to Z, the smile actually goes from A to Z. You didn't know that. Some people didn't know that, but that's part of their branding. That's part of their identity, how they chose to express their business. So Amazon covers everything from A to Z. You can get anything from A to Z on the Amazon website. And so that's why, most people look at it and see it's just a smile because, people are smiling. People are happy when they receive the Amazon product, Amazon boxes and packages at their doorstep. But they were intentional about making sure that smile was used for something else, that it had an underlying imagery of A and then the smile ending as a Z. So anyway, moving on, that is all about brand identity. You can know what something is without actually seeing what it is if you just looked at its logo. If you just saw the colors, you would automatically assume when you saw a red box and some yellow, you would automatically start thinking about McDonald's because that's how prevalent their brand is and is so well established. Now, these companies have been around for a while. So I'm not saying all of a sudden that you're going to be the most popular person in the world because your trifold matches and your info and your invoice matches and your logo is on your website. That's not what I'm saying. The key here again is the consistency. And by using the same colors, fonts, and logos across all of your company communications, even if it's an internal notice, even if it's your newsletter that you write out to your people on your, am I skipping ahead? I am. So all of your documents should have the same look and feel to reinforce your brand identity and again, help you build trust with your audience. In addition to maintaining consistency in your branding, it's important to use clear professional language in all of your communications. Now, there's a certain tone we have for Mompreneur HQ and Digimompreneur. What we have is a brand guide. And in that, we also have what's called our brand voice. So, with our brand voice, there's some words that we won't say. We won't use vulgarity. So, how do we communicate? Well, we communicate a certain way. And sometimes it's fun because I like to be fun. I make jokes, I crack jokes. So, a little fun, funny and humor. All of this stuff can be done if you are consistent in making sure that you put it all together. And so, when we're writing our communications, there's a certain way that sometimes I like to write. I can be very formal at times because of my training in high school. My English teacher was so straight and strict that sometimes the humor, I don't put it in my writing because sometimes it doesn't it doesn't hit the same way. It really doesn't. When I'm talking and I say a joke, you might be able to get it a lot quicker than if I'm writing. It may sound like it's satirical, satire, or not satirical, sarcastic, and it may turn people off. So sometimes I do jokes in there, let's say little things, but not a lot. So that's because I don't want anybody to get confused in what I'm trying to say. So if that means when you write something that you have to proofread it and read it over again, just to carefully checking for errors and tone to ensure that your messaging is clear and concise, then by all means do that. Because presenting a professional image in all of your communications, again, we are looking to KLT, establish know, like, and trust with your audience and help to build you as a business leader in your industry. All right. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about, number 4, was your email marketing campaigns. So, number 4 is your email marketing campaigns. Email marketing is still one of the most effective ways to stay in touch with clients and keep your brand top of mind. I've said that several times that you want to grow your email list, because having likes and followers is not going to produce for you an income. You have to actually get people on your email list, because in the situation like last year when Facebook shut down, people could not get access to their business or their clients because they were leaning solely on Facebook, on their social media platforms. Whereas an email marketing platform will allow you to have access to your own client base. And when you're developing these marketing plans and trying to reach out to clients, you want to be able to have specific type of conversations. If they signed up for your cat booklet and you start talking to them about dogs, you kind of missing the mark here, right? They may be turned off and just unsubscribe altogether. But you want to have an email marketing platform that allows you to use tags so that you know what type of audience you're dealing with and can respond to them more personally. And your campaigns should always be relevant and engaging and offering valuable content to your subscribers. Just sending them an email, always promoting it is not good. Just sending them an email just to say, well, I'm just sending this because, I said I was going to send one every week, but I kind of forgot. So I'm just going to send it now. Is not good either. You want to establish your brand identity to be able to do all of those things and do them well and consistently. If you want to make sure that your brand is something that people know and can easily identify and be excited about, and you get brand ambassadors, people who cheer you on and share your content and tell everybody else about what it is that you do and get those referrals, then you need to be consistent in these 4 areas. Other ways to be consistent, in addition to using consistent branding across all your platforms and communications, there's other ways that you can reinforce your brand identity by using consistent language and messaging to communicate with your audience. How about maintain a consistent visual style in your marketing materials, including graphics, videos, images? Think about those thumbnails that you create for YouTube or the social media posts that you put out. Are they always these busy backgrounds, or are they some consistent color schemes that you use for your social media content? Be consistent in how you engage with your audience, such as responding to their comments and messages in a timely and friendly manner. And all of these factors, they all chip in to help to create a strong and recognizable brand identity that resonates with your target audience. That is the goal. We want to make sure that you are doing those things to establish a brand identity consistency. And those four ways that we talked about today were: one, that you wanted to start with your website, because that's generally the first place people go to check you out. There's social media platforms. Make sure you're still consistent on all of those social media platforms that you use. Remember, you do not need to be on all of the social media platforms. And then also all company communication. So whatever you send out, you want to make sure that it is all consistent. And then your email marketing campaigns. You want to make sure that you are sending out emails that are clear, concise, and on message, on task, relevant to the audience that you are working with. And then, as I mentioned, there were some other ways that you can make sure that you're consistent, all of which are to help to establish your brand identity as a leader in your community, a leader in the industry, and an authority that people will start to recognize and refer out business for you. That is paid advertisement when you are consistent and people start to recognize you and they will put you out there. I hope that this has been something that was helpful to you and that you're able to really gain insight on being more, how consistency will help you to build your brand identity and put you on the map, sis. We don't want you to be a best kept secret. I did have a question. I see we have a question about Amani is trying to build her business. So you're seeing she needs to be on all social media platforms for advertising her products. So thank you for that question. The answer I hopefully have already answered, but we'll repeat here just for you. No, we don't have to be on all social media platforms. I would say if she's just starting out, to secure all social media platforms. So if you're just starting out and you have a business called ABC Consulting, go ahead and grab ABC Consulting on Twitter, Instagram, social, Facebook, Talk, and LinkedIn. Make sure, not LinkedIn, no, it has to be you, but make sure that you grab those social media handles so that somebody else, some rando, is not just going to go ahead and grab your social media handle and start calling themselves ABC Consulting. So that is the one recommendation I have. Grab them, but no, you do not need to use them all to advertise your business. And since Imani is a new mom, make sure that she is joining and she is invited to the Mompreneur HQ so that she can get all of this good information directly for herself. And just to wrap up, I did do a live earlier today because I just knew I was not going to have a lot of time to invite you all to get the Q2, what is it? The Q2 action planning session. It is 30 minutes. It is still free and still available until Friday. Make sure you get that. The second one was the Mompreneurs marketing and mocktails. We are going to put the wait list out there available for you so that you can make sure you let us know if you're interested in joining us for our next session for Q2 is likely going to be in June. Can't guarantee it just yet, but if you sign up for the wait list, you will be the first to be notified when we are up and running with a schedule and location. And then lastly, we do have Digimompreneur Academy. Make sure that if you need resources, we have about 8 business courses and resources in our training lab for the Digimompreneur Academy. We are discontinuing or have discontinued our crawl platform because we are going to be scaling up. So I did not want to have that tier available because now the next tier that we are adding will be the Digimompreneur Accelerate program, which is the all-in-one platform where you will have access to set up your website, email marketing, your funnels, and also have resources to have a Facebook CRM. So it is now growing to a humongous platform, which is why it's taken us a little bit of time, but it is going to be awesome and well worth it if you are just starting out in the coaching space and want an all-in-one platform where you can get all these things done and not have to struggle putting the pieces together. All right. Thank you all so much for joining me for today's Mom live show, where we wanted to make sure that you knew that perfecting your brand and identity requires consistency, and why consistency matters most. So until next time, thank you for joining us all. See you later.